Hi everyone, welcome to Introduction to Literature. I'm your instructor, Professor O'Keefe. You can find more about me on the home page of the class. Every other week I will be posting another video at the start of each module that will go over the assignments for the module. I really hope that you watch them. This is taking the place of something I would do in class. It's kind of going over the assignments and talking about some tips for completing the assignments and things that you may want to do before other assignments and that kind of stuff. And I'll run down what it will look like on your page so you can watch the video and then go into your Canvas class and follow the same direction. So each video will kind of look the same. So we're going to start out obviously with Module 1, which is an overview of the class. Now the class is broken down into 3 sections, which are the 3 genres of literature. So we start off with short stories or fiction, we'll move into poetry, and then the last unit is drama. And the textbook is divided into the same sort of 3 sections as well. So first thing you need, of course, is to get the textbook. You can't complete any of Module 1 without the textbook. So make sure that you either contact the bookstore immediately or go to one of the 2 campuses, Burlingame or Iola. You have already paid your rental fee, which means all you have to do is either pick up the book or have it sent to your house. And there's a link in the Getting Started module for how to get that textbook request so that it can be sent to you. So it's the important first step. Otherwise, you can't complete Module 1, most of the assignments in Module 1. Without the book. So we're going to go through the module. This obviously is the home page, and the link to getting started is right here, and then my information is right here as well. I have a welcome video here that talks a little bit about me, how long I've been at the college, so my background, as well as what I expect from students in an online class. I do teach both on-site and online. I've taught a lot of online classes, and so I have some pretty specific expectations. The announcements you can access here, and they'll also be up here. I will be posting every week, so and sometimes more than once a week, so make sure you're checking the announcements. Syllabus right here. We have the syllabus as well as a printable course at a glance, which is just a Word document that lists all of the assignments, the outcomes that they meet, so why we're doing the assignment and the due date. And if you have the ability to print, it's handy to have just sitting, at your desk at home or something, so you can kind of check off what you've completed. A lot of students really like to do that or keep track of their points or something. But you also see the course summary here and when those will be due. Then we have the modules. This is where you'll go most of the time. So you'll go in and it'll be the home page, but really the modules page is where you're going to spend most of your time. Always go through the modules page. You'll see on the home page that there's a link to all of these different assignments that you need to complete. The problem is if you just click on the assignment, you're not going to get all of the information that you need to know in order to complete said assignment. So, and they're also out of order, whereas in the modules, I have them in the order that you need to complete them. So first thing you're going to do is look at the overview. This video will be posted in the overview, and then you can navigate through with the next button or the previous button. It's kind of a nice way to go through and make sure you're going in order. This gives you everything that you need to do in the module, and so that can be helpful as well. It's a little bit more detailed than the course at a glance because it includes the readings and things like that. And then I have the 2 introductory assignments are this introduction discussion board, which is pretty standard. Most of your online classes will have something similar, and so it's really just to get to know, so you can see who's in the class and get to know a little bit about them. And it helps me a lot because I don't interact with my online students nearly as much as my face-to-face students. I don't often see their face, so it's hard for me to remember who they are and details about them. So doing a discussion board like this is really helpful. And then, of course, your first quiz. The quiz here is a scavenger hunt quiz. Basically, you need to go through the Getting Started module, look at the syllabus, all of that introductory stuff, and then you can take the quiz. Some of the quiz questions are pretty obvious what the answer ought to be, and then some of them are a little bit more specific to things that I want to make sure you pay attention to in the Getting Started module. Here are the readings for the first module. We're actually just reading, we're reading 3 chapters, and they're all over how to read so it's the overview, reading a story, reading a poem, and reading a play. So this is just getting us prepared for the 3 genres that you will encounter in this class. And so you're going to have, they're not terribly long chapters, but they do have a lot of examples in them. And so these are all of the examples that will be within those chapters. So you need to make sure that you're reading the chapter information, which includes terminology as well as the readings themselves. And then the quizzes and the exams for this class, they'll all be set up the same. There you will have a certain number of questions that are terms, so like vocabulary that we would use when we're discussing literature, and then a certain number of questions that are content-based, specific to the readings that you have done. So make sure that you do read both or all of the sections in the page numbers, so that when you go to take those quizzes and exams, you're prepared for them. I will also have resources, so you'll see each module. You can only see module 1 right now, but each module will be set up the same. You have the readings, and then resources are videos that I've linked in for you. I've got some information on reading literature, and then I do have a link to the play that you'll read. Plays are kind of hard to read, and we'll be reading another one later in the drama unit, that specific section of the class. But this play is a short 1-act play called Trifles, and it's a lot of times it's easier to listen to being read to you or watch it. If I have a version that I think is pretty good to let students watch, I'll include that. This is just an audio version, but you can listen to it and follow along in your book, and it should follow along pretty closely. And then that way you can maybe get a better picture of what it would look like as opposed to trying to read it on a page. Plays are very difficult to read. So then the next part of the module, so you'll notice that each module is kind of broken down. You'll have a quiz, you might have an exam, and you might have a writing assignment or a discussion board. So we have different types of assignments, some writing and some that are quizzes and exams. And of course I break that down because the quizzes and exams you'll get your results back right away, whereas the other stuff I have to manually grade, but I want to see that you're actually writing and thinking about what you're reading as well. So for this assignment, it's just a response type assignment. It is not an essay, but it should be typed as an essay style. So you're writing in paragraphs, but you are not writing an essay for this one. So basically, I'm just looking for a reaction. It's a reaction style, so personal response. So you're picking, or you're reading these 3 reading assignments, and then you're going to respond to the questions, basically. But rather than numbering them, you're going to write them out in paragraph form. So that'll be your first taste of a reading assignment. And then the last thing that you're going to do in this module is the exam. This is your first exam. Most of the exams in this class will be pulling from quizzes that you have already taken, except for this one. This is your first exam, 25 questions, and it's over everything that you've read in the first unit. So all of those 3 chapters on reading, fiction, short poetry, and drama. So if you have questions, be sure to email me. One of the things about taking an online class that can be a lot more difficult is the fact that you don't have the instructor there in class in order to talk to them, once a week or several times a week. And so I really encourage you to email me. Canvas is new for Alan. It's new for me. It's new for a lot of students. If you notice anything that you're confused by, you're not sure how to access something, be sure to email me. I answer emails and text messages pretty quickly, so make sure that you are taking advantage of that. You can also come see me on the Burlingame campus. If you happen to be near Burlingame, you're more than welcome to come visit me. Otherwise, I'm looking forward to this class. I hope that you have a good time, that you enjoy the readings and the assignments, and I hope you have a great week.